every trip down.
Boy, it sure has seemed as though he's done it every time. It's been an awesome display of passing for him today.
Yeah, that's a good point about the Celtics and their turnovers. Last year, after the All-Star break, they were 4th in the league in limiting their mistakes. They played well beyond their years down the stretch.
Finley the pass to Stoudemire. Lets it go from deep. And he gets it to go. 7 points in the game.
Don't take your eyes off of him because he can make plays from multiple spots on the floor. Put the isolated cam on him.
Green kicks to Nash. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Stoudemire. So Boston going with almost an entire new group here. Cody Zeller's checked in for Cauley-Stein. Winslow comes in for Michael Finley. And Stevenson's checked in for Green. And Trey Burke subbed in for Steve Nash. Sean Kemp, he's checked in for the Spurs. In the corner, Winslow with it. To the middle. And there's Zeller. And that's good on the assist by Stoudemire. Stoudemire's got 4 assists now tonight. San Antonio calls timeout.
You know, you take a look at this group of Spurs and you wonder if they've peaked. I mean, it seems you say that a lot with this team and they prove you wrong. What Popovich said last year, he feels it might actually be the case.
Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for Stoudemire. San Antonio also making some changes. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist is checked in for Bogut. And it's Oladipo in for Ricky Rubio. They set the pick. Kent kicks to Iguodala.
Reverse that one home. Now that was nice, real nice.
The agility on display.
Yeah, you love that body control.
How about the power and grace on that finish?
And he gets it to go. You know, one thing about this San Antonio team, they just didn't go away last year. Pop himself said he felt they peaked in the 2014 finals.
You know, and you wonder if what Pop said is true. Spurs lost in the first round last year, and they'll be going through a lot of changes in the near future. And with the way they run that organization, they'll still be competing, I believe, for quite some time.
Burke dishes to Stevenson. He dents the rim with a two-handed slam. Wow.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
And those are the kind of sequences that tell you why the score is what it is.
In the corner, Winslow with it. Off target there, that would have pushed the lead to double digits. Oladipo, the pass to Kidd-Gilchrist. It's blocked. And pushing it up, here's Boston. Stevenson with the ball. The shot by Cauley-Stein, no good.
Oh, boy, that would have been a nice alley-oop.
Boy, really liked the thought on that play, but didn't quite get it executed. Almost made a spectacular play.
Yeah, good job to take it right at them.
Yeah, really left him no choice there, Greg. I mean, he had to foul and keep him from converting the easy bucket.
And a new group in for the Celtics. Stoudemire's checked in for Cody Zeller. Finley comes in for Winslow. Green, he's checked in for Lance Stevenson. And it's Nash in for Trey Burke. San Antonio also making some changes. Jonas Valanciunas, he's checked in for Aaron Gordon. And Ty Lawson subbed in for Andre Iguodala. And that does it for the third quarter. Both teams clicking offensively as we approach the fourth quarter. Celtics out in front, up 6. And we'll have the start of the fourth quarter for you as soon as we get back from this short break. And thanks for joining us again as the fourth quarter of play is set to get rolling. It's been a close battle to this point. We've got Stoudemire. Nash out there with Corey Joseph. Then there's Finley. And it's Cauley-Stein in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the Boston 5. It's Brown with the drive. Here's Rubio. Good on the triple. Rubio's got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for the Spurs.
A pretty free look from three-point range. The D forgot about him on that possession.
How about that? Breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk.
A nice way to pad that lead a little more.
Yes, indeed.
The shot's good. Brown making the play. Rubio's got 5 points in the quarter.
Well, they were sleeping on defense. The defense really didn't do its job. I mean, a little slow to react to the ball getting into the paint. That's costly.
And at this stage of a tight game, the tired legs really start to show. A defense becomes vulnerable if you can continue to pound it inside.
Brown, good.
Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
You know, Greg, aggressiveness is really the only option when you're on the wrong side of the size equation.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over.
And Ricky Rubio, one of the youngest international basketball stars ever. We started hearing about him in the U.S. back when he was 16. And even then, powerful teams in Europe were all vying for his services.
And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Hey, guys. Well, Brad Stevens had some advice for the team over that last break. He told them, this is it, fellas. Let's hit them right out of this timeout. Put some pressure on them. Show them how much you want it. Let's go get it. Guys, he's really exhorting them to give them a burst of energy.
Thank you, Doris. It's Nash with the drive. That's good. Basket number 5 on a 5-for-8 night shooting. And going back to Rubio, Clark, his natural instincts in every phase of the game, as Greg was just talking about, are really second to none. In 06, he led Spain to a championship, registering 3 triple-doubles and 1 quadruple-double. Wow.
And despite those gaudy numbers, you just never know with an international star if, in fact, his game will translate to the NBA. Rubio's game obviously has. Boy, Chris Anderson, certainly one of the more colorful players we have in the league. Kind of took over where Dennis Rodman left off. A high-energy forward who can rebound and defend. And he's got a tattoo parlor going on, too.
And this has been purely a display of offense that we're seeing here today.
And, you know, it's only getting better as both of these teams' defenses are starting to show signs of wearing down.
Stolen by Anderson. And here comes the break. Gibson with the steal. And Rubio kicks to Kaman. That evens the score. Kaman's got 4 points this quarter. And talking about Chris Anderson, he was actually out of the league for a couple years, reinstated back in 2008, and apparently the time off helped. He finished second in the league in block shots going back to that season.
And Kevin, the thing I remember most about Chris Anderson, the 2005 NBA Slam Dunk Contest. He unsuccessfully tried the same dunk 8 times. Count them. 8.
Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for Boston. Stoudemire comes in for Jarnell Stokes. So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. Lawson dishes to Oladipo. And it's Kid Gilchrist penetrating. Misses in close.
Well defended, though, and he's not someone who handles that kind of pressure very well.
Nash outside. And play stops as it looks like they call him over the back here.
Yeah, he looked clumsy on that one. He was not going to get away with that.
Yeah, he climbed all over him. I mean, there's a picture of that one in the officiating manual. So, clear, easy call.
We're in the final quarter of play here, 3 minutes in. He kicks to Cauley-Stein. Nash with it. Now Valanciunas defending.
It's really been a tale of two halves, hasn't it, guys? As far as taking care of the basketball, immaculate at halftime, but he's had too many miscues here in the second half.
All right, well, look at how the hustle game has been going for the Spurs.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. There's been an attack mode on the defensive end.
You know, adding on to that, you look at their block totals tonight, and you see how feisty they've been on the defensive end this game.
And Kidd-Gilchrist gets it to go in.
Nice pass there to set that bucket up.
And that's 10 of their last 12 points that have come off assists. And bullseye with that assist. Nice delivery there in traffic.
Lawson kicks to Oladipo. Dishes it to Kemp. How's that for an answer? Right back with the dunk.
He had his head on the swivel and was able to pick out the pass and get the assist.
Paulie Stein's shot is good.
And you're not going to pass up that kind of.
Stoudemire against Kemp. Stripped away. There's a minute left in the fourth quarter. Here's Stoudemire. That's tipped. Kemp with the steal. And here's the fast break. Oladipo leading the way. Fast break. Here we go. Here's Paulie Stein. Nails it.
They don't get any bigger than that basket.
They needed it, Greg, and he gave it to him.
San Antonio calls timeout. They're trailing by 2. 43 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Winslow's checked in for Boston. Joseph comes in for Steve Nash. 43 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Good! He has tied up this game. Oh, what a shot. Absolutely critical chance right here.
They need this one to go their way.
Now Stoudemire. It's in!
What an offensive force Stoudemire can be.
There's 25 seconds left here in the fourth quarter.
Certainly that shot well within his range.
I would hope so.
And especially when he caps it off with the steady one-hand jam.
Gordon, the pass to Rubio. Knocked loose. Back to Gordon. Kicks to Bogut. Wants to get it to Iguodala and does. No good.
And they had a foul to give, but you want to use it on the ground.
Yeah, I agree with you there, but at least they did get the clock stopped. That is the one saving grace of that situation.
And he ends up making the second, and that gives them the lead.
They're ahead, but if they don't get a stop here, that free throw could prove critical.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. They're losing by 1. 5 seconds left in the fourth. Guys, what do you think?
It's game time now, Kevin. Down 1. They've got enough time to make a couple of passes here to find the open man, but they've got to bury the shot to win the game.
And Nash, here we go. Yes!
And since halftime, this has become an intense ball game.
Simply phenomenal.
Oh, he hits it! How about that shot?
Big time! Big time!
Incredible!
All zeros on the clock as he drains the game winner.
And Greg, he knew it was good when it left his hand. He started celebrating as soon as it got off his fingertips.
And so it's San Antonio who scraped by with the win. They break the hearts of every fan in the building with a dramatic late victory.
And Kevin, this is the kind of win you have to take a ton of pride in. I mean, they battled with everything they had and came through when the pressure was at its highest.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, Clark Kellogg, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this